Welcome to A Little Less Stupid. Songs and stories to be dumb, less than smart, more. Today on A Little Less Stupid, we're going to be dumb less on rest and why I don't ever partake. It was 5 a.m. and I was sitting at my computer with my vintage light bulb garden aglow in the darkness, and I was watching a YouTube video on the effects of alcohol because I noticed what usually when I was in college I could drink 12 beers and feel just fine, and now if I drank one I felt the same as I did drinking 12. And in watching the podcast, this doctor lady pulled out a miniature mannequin of a human with all the body parts, and you could see the heart, you could see the lungs, and she pointed at the liver, and the liver going just across the center of the abdomen. And as she was talking about the liver and what it does, I could feel my liver almost wave at me, hey, this is where you put all your stress in your life. And I looked at my liver and I was like, man, that's what always feels tight or intense when a deadline is not going as planned, or I'm nervous about a concert, or you fill in the blank. And I had a little convo. I don't know if you can have a heart-to-heart with your liver, but we were talking. And my liver essentially told me, hey, all this stress in your life, you're planning it. It's completely avoidable. It's not like someone just rained down these things on your life. And then I thought of how I could actually write out what's actually stressing me out. And my liver was yeah, that'd be good. You could know what the problem is. And I wrote out 3 different things with friends and wondering who's got my back, with jobs and not actually knowing how I could finish the job. And then there was something with the podcast, trying to figure out this podcast and what I was going to write for it. And then an actual process to consistently make these podcasts and be worth people's time. And I noticed in that, just writing out those problems, the 8.5 or 9 of tightness in my liver went down to maybe a 7 or a 6.5. And my liver said, hey, there's this thing called rest. Maybe you could plan that into your life instead. And I thought of all the books on my shelf that I've purchased and haven't started. There's at least 10 of them. And as I was thinking, I need to get to writing an estimate. I need to get to writing the song. And before I even do that, I have to write the podcast. And I probably should do a project around my house before 6 a.m. too. And my liver was no, maybe you just grab one of those books, close your eyes and point, and you start reading those. And so I grabbed The Secret Garden. Most of my books are on an 8th grade reading list. And I grabbed that book and I just sat on this, I think it's called a student's desk. It's a wooden student's desk. I found it at a thrift store. And it looks really good next to this lamp. And I don't sit in it very often, but I sat in it, and the creak in the woven part of the chair creaked a little bit, and I sat in it as I got used to my weight. And I opened up to chapter 1 of The Secret Garden. I started reading, and that, just like you heard there, that slow breathe in, breathe out, where my instead of not breathing or breathing really fast, it was just a slow and steady. And I could hear that. And I noticed again my liver went from that 6.5 down to a 4. And I was man, I have to plan more times in my life, at least so I can continue drinking, if I want my liver to work properly. And I don't know. I think in that moment, my liver told me, I think you think God needs you. And newsflash, he doesn't. And I wrote the beginning parts of this song in Seattle, in another season of needing rest. But this song is a reminder to myself to trust God enough to take a little bit of time to enjoy this beautiful place that we get to live in. And when God says, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy, it's not like a punishment. It's like a beautiful little gift, almost like he's our dad, and he's like, hey, I want you to go on this cool vacation, even if just for 15 minutes, to read a book and just breathe. And this song's called Rest. In repentance and rest is my salvation, quietness and trust in my strength. But there's smoke crossing the river bank. Ask me how I am, can I tell you? I lie and say I'm fine. I had air, but the fire says that is mine. Breathe in, breathe out, for God, that sound. Breathe in, breathe out. Oxygen's a gift, but I won't breathe it. The sweet air where God resides. I don't trust you, and so my lungs will cry. I run to the Seattle ferry, and God is on the other side, and his eyes say, it's time. Breathe in, breathe out, for God, that sound. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, for God, that sound. Breathe in, breathe out. Thank you for listening and giving me your time and joining me on this journey to be a little less stupid. Please subscribe so you know when the next episode is out. We've made it 9 episodes. That's cool. Apparently most people stop around 8, so we made it past. And please, if you have a comment of an episode you'd like me to talk about, leave that in the comments. And just have a fantastic day. And if this podcast made your liver quiver, send it on to a friend and say, hey, this might make your liver feel swell. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming and listening and stuff. Liver quiver.